Ooh, I got a new toy for the garden. This freaking thing is awesome. I got the VEVOR Leaf Sweeper. Now, one of the most important things when you're setting up a garden is determining what exactly you have available to you to save you a little bit of money. Now, one thing that Kate and I have in abundance is freaking oak trees, which means leaves. Now, leaves are gold, gold, gold. Now, I let a pile sit here pretty much all year because I'm in the process of trying to rebuild the lawn here. And this is actually not only composting down and feeding my soil, but it's keeping the soil from washing away, which is a big problem we have in this area. It's freaking rain, which means washout. And right now there's zero grass, and we keep losing dirt like crazy. Now, I don't want to have to bring truckloads of dirt in here, so I'm using this to save, but I'm also using it for compost. The biggest problem, of course, with leaves is you actually don't want to just put leaves like this in the mulch. You also don't want to just toss it over plants. It's fine in this area, but you really don't want to use it like this. So you gotta actually pile them up, and what I've been doing is using the lawnmower to chip them up. The issue is if you leave them whole, they'll break down and they end up being matted and smothering your plants. The issue I'm having is if you're like me, when you have a ton of leaves, you obviously standard rake, boom, boom, boom. Takes a long time, it's heavy work, and especially if they're wet. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. And make your little piles or a little bit whatever, does the job. If this is what you have, freaking works. Now this right here I'm excited about. This is my new toy for the garden. This thing has been an absolute game changer. I've used this over the last couple of days, and this has made my life so much easier. The days of freaking using a rake for days and days and days to get all of your leaves are over. This is the VEVOR Leaf Sweeper. And I heard that and I saw that, and they were talking about sending this to us to review, and I was like, what in the heck is a leaf sweeper? And it is exactly what it sounds like. It literally sweeps the leaves off the ground into your pouch, and then you could transport it wherever the heck you want. It makes beautiful piles. This thing is amazing. Lightweight, very durable, very good design. It's amazing. Even Kate can push this around, has no issues. Now, you still wanna make sure your leaves are dry, you wanna make sure you pick your sticks up, do all your due diligence, but this thing is amazing, and it makes light work of your yard. What's cool about this thing is its durability. I was a little concerned at first because the handles felt a little bit flimsy and lightweight, but once it's all together, and it's so easy to put this thing together. It's a few bolts here and over there, and this bottom piece all comes in one section, and of course this comes separate, but this thing is mega easy to put together. Was definitely not an IKEA moment. This was really easy, really simple. Now, the heaviest part of this whole thing is gonna be the front end. The back end, it's not bad at all. Like I said, even Kate can come out here and push it. She did it yesterday in freaking sandals. And it's fully adjustable. It's got this little knob here that you can turn, and you can lower or raise it up depending on how much leaves you have on your yard. So if you're just really kind of doing like I didn't do, and you're responsible, and you go out immediately during the fall season when leaves just start falling, easy work. But if you have a lot of leaves like I do, you can crank that bad boy up to high and move right along. And even some of these little sticks and things that we have in the yard will even get pushed through. It will work kind of like a vacuum. So if you get any of these little needles, it sometimes will wrap in here. So sometimes you can get hung up a little bit, like you can see here. It's happening here. But like a vacuum, it's easy to kind of pull out. You also get all of the directions to even take this apart if you want to replace any of these pieces in here, or you want to do any grease work, make your job easier, a little bit of that WD-40 action. The wheels, rubber, super sturdy. The bearings work great. And as you can see, as the wheels turn forward, it moves the bristles. This thing is a beast when it comes to making light work of putting your leaves into this little pouch. This thing's awesome. It's like running a lawnmower, only easier. Vacuuming your carpet. And it makes light work of your leaves. Oh my gosh. This thing is a game freaking changer. I know, right? It's clean. Look at that. Notice as you push it, look at that. It moves forward. And it's really easy because when you push it back, nothing, just rolls. Seriously, if you could push a really light lawnmower, I'm telling you, if you've got issues with joints or it's just heavy labor and you don't have a ride-on or anything like that, this thing is awesome. This is what you need right here.
And it's so much easier than raking.
So much easier. There's no torsion, you don't have to worry about back issues. Boom. Right? And then when you're ready to dump, tip it over. Boom. Doesn't require hardly any effort to even tip it because all the weight's at the bottom. I like that. And it's got these really cool kickstands so you're not laying it down in the dirt and it sits on its own. This thing's fantastic. Like I said, I've never heard of a leaf sweeper at all. I'm sure they've been around, but I've never heard of it. But this thing is really freaking cool. And I'm kind of sad I didn't know about it because this would have changed the game years ago anytime I've had to do lawn maintenance. This thing's fantastic. Now I have a beautiful pile here. I can run my lawnmower over it, chip it down, stick it in the bag, take it over my compost, throw it on my garden beds, do whatever I need to do with it. In a burn bin if you're doing that kind of thing. Or if you're doing a little pile here to burn off, bing, bang, boom, easy. So like, it's amazing. Like I said, if you're smaller or you just don't have a lot of time or you have a lot of back issues, knee issues, joint issues, this thing is something you might need. This will change the game for you. Then you can get your lawn done and bing, bang, boom. Is it easier than buying a freaking ride-on? Of course not. But for the budget, this thing's worth it. I will say, make sure you wear safety glasses, make sure you wear some masks, especially on a day like today, so you're not breathing all that debris and that dust and that dirt. But holy moly, I'm so happy with this thing. Look at that, even over like a major pile, bing. And if you come across a pile that might be a little bit too high, turn this little knob, which is really cool. It's got a little rubber stopper and a nut. Super easy to turn. Raise it up, tighten it back down. Look at that. Boom. And there you go. Bob's your uncle. Look at that. That's cool. Get that nice little top layer. Then you're ready to go. Unlock that real quick, lower it back down. Oops. I like to go schmedium. I like to go schmedium. Right there is what I like. You can go all the way down to low if you don't have hardly any leaves at all. And then back to business. Look at that. Couple seconds, you're clean as a whistle. Look at that. Come over here. Dump your pile. you're back in business. VEVOR Leaf Sweeper. This is my new favorite machine for the garden. All right, guys, so if you're like me, you're trying to do a little homesteading, you're trying to build a little bit of garden, you gotta work with what you have because you don't wanna be blowing the budget just doing all kinds of fancy stuff, buying bags of stuff. If you're like me, you got tons of stuff around your yard to be able to utilize and you're sick of freaking raking, this is a great deal. This is a fantastic deal. So I'm gonna leave the link in the description box below. If you wanna pick one of these up, I gotta be honest, it's worth it. It's worth it.
That's definitely worth it.
Just having a leaf sweeper in general just makes life that much easier. You might still need to rake up a little bit in small areas, but if you have a larger yard, a larger space, this is the way to go. I think you can actually hook this up to some ride-ons as well and drag it around. Makes light work of a huge job like this. Like I said, leaf mulching and leaf composting, mega important for your garden. It's free amazingness for your garden. It's free food. It's fantastic. And this thing makes life worth of the job. I love it. It's great. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. I got more things to do in the garden and it's super freaking hot today. But comment below, let me know what you think. Let me know if you pick one of these up. I'd love to hear about it. Anyway, guys, much love to you all. Stay strong, stay blessed.
Stay savage.
Stay freaking savage.
Love you guys.
Big freaking sweaty guns.
I'm coming back soon. I promise.
Back to work.
Love you guys.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.